welcome to Crocheting for Beginners. I've watched a lot of novel crocheters really struggle in the beginning, learning how to hold their wool and their hook and get all of the stitches correct. I've asked my friend Woolly Llama to come along and help today.
Hello.
Well, hello, Woolly.
Hello, Daisy.
Thanks for joining me today.
My pleasure.
Say, Woolly, I really like your shawl. Did you make that yourself?
Indeed I did, with a little help from my friend.
Very nice. Shall we get our lesson started?
Let's begin.
For this lesson, you will need a crochet hook, some wool, and a pair of scissors. The first thing we'll learn is how to tie a slip knot. So wool has a piece of yarn that comes out from the center and a piece that will be somewhere around the middle. I like to use the bit that comes out of the center. So you will need a tail that's between 10 and 20 centimeters long. You'll grasp the wool in your left hand, and with your right hand bring the wool around your pointy finger and your middle finger. Now this is going to create a little circle, and you're going to reach through with your right hand and pull the yarn through. And this makes a little slip knot. The slip knot will go right over the hook, just like that. And you'll want to pull it tighter, but not super tight. And then for the next bit, we'll ask our friend Woolly Llama for some help. Hello, Woolly Llama.
Hello.
Would you like to help me show my viewers how to get started?
Of course.
Great. So the first thing you'll need to do is take your hook and your tail in your right hand. And you want to hold your hook right where your work is attached. The next thing you'll need to do is make a llama of your own. Then you will wrap your wool around your llama's smaller ear, across your llama's forehead, and around its second ear. Then your llama will hold the work in its mouth.
Daisy, I can't talk.
Not now. It's your turn to hold the wool, Llama. Let's review. In your right hand, take the tail and the crochet hook. Hold right where your work meets the crochet hook. With your left hand, find your llama. Okay, so first the wool goes around the llama's ear and then across the forehead, around the other ear, and your work goes into the llama's mouth. Okay, it's very important that the llama keeps this ear nice and perky. This ear controls the tension of the wool right here. If the tension slacks, it becomes very difficult to pick up the wool with the hook. So very important, this llama ear stays nice and perky. The little llama ear can relax down. Okay. So let's begin with a chain stitch. For a chain stitch, the needle will come in front of the wool. The wool will wrap over the needle, and the hook will pull the wool through the loop. Now with each stitch, there'll be a slight adjustment of the wool across the llama, and the llama will continue holding right where you're working. Okay, so again, The crochet hook goes in front of the wool. The wool gets wrapped over, and the hook pulls the wool through the loop. Small adjustment. Ear stays perky, and the llama continues to hold the work right in its mouth. So again, the crochet hook comes in front of the wool gets wrapped around, and the hook pulls the wool through the loop. This is a chain stitch. This is the way most crochet patterns begin. This is probably the most used beginning stitch. Okay, so practice that until you get really good at it. Don't forget, keep your llama's ear perky and keep that work right in your llama's mouth. For our next lesson, we'll begin with the slip knot. And we're going to start by making 4 chain stitches. So first, llama up, around the llama's ear, across the forehead, and into llama's mouth. Chain stitch, hook goes in front of the yarn, yarn over, and through the loop. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, we're going to go back and into the first stitch that we made, right here. We're going to stick the hook under those first 2 loops. This is a bit tricky, especially when you need new reading glasses. Okay, so I've got the loop that was on the hook and the 2 loops that were in the first stitch. Llama. Okay, next we're going to create a slip stitch. A slip stitch is simply like the chain stitch, except you're going to pull it through all of the loops on your hook. Okay, so now we have this teeny tiny little circle here. It's fiddly and annoying, but you can see right here in the middle is a little hole. So we are going to be learning how to single crochet working in the round. Okay, each of our stitches are going to go right into that little hole. Llama up, around the ear, across the forehead, and into the llama's mouth. For a single crochet, you're going to go into the hole, grab the yarn, pull it through the hole, and then it will be like the chain stitch where you yarn over and pull through the 2 loops. Okay, so again, the hook goes through the hole, you grab a yarn, you now have 2 loops on your hook. Then it will be like our chain stitch. Yarn over and through the loops. Okay. So we're going to do a total of 8 of these. I have 2 now. Here's number 3, through the hole. Pull the yarn through. I've got 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, and pull the loop through. through the hole, grab a loop, yarn over through the loops, through the hole, pull the loop, yarn over through the loops. So if you lose track, you can go back and count. You can see your little stitches. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. They're hard to see. There's that hole. Okay. We're going to make a total of 8. 6, 7, and number 8. Very good. Okay, now to close this little circle that we've made, nice little circle there, to close the circle, we're going to go into the loops of this first stitch that we created. Grab a piece of yarn and pull it through. Got my slip knot finished, and now we're going to chain up 2 for the next row. So 1, 2. This row will have 16 in the end. So in each one of the top loops here, we'll need 2 stitches. So we're going to go back and we're going to find that stitch that we did the slip knot into. Pull a loop through and make a single crochet. So now we have the chain stitch and a single crochet in that first top loop of the ring. And now we're going to move to the second top loop. Push the needle through, pull a loop, yarn over, and slip the 2 knots, or the 2 loops off for the third stitch. We're going to go back into that same hole and make a second stitch. So we're going to carry on in this way, making 2 stitches into each of the top loops as we go around for a total of 16 stitches. Okay. And now we've gotten back to that first chain stitch. Okay. We're going to close this round up in the same manner we did before. We're going to find the top 2 loops of that first chain stitch. And get our little hook through there. We're going to pull a loop through there. And then slip stitch it off. So there we are, our second round complete. For our next row, we're going to be learning double crochet. So the hook is in the last slip stitch that we created. We're going to llama up around the llama's small ear, across the forehead, and around the larger ear. And llama holds the work in her mouth. So double crochets are just a wee bit taller than single crochets. So we're going to begin by doing 3 chain stitches. And you'll recall the chain stitch is yarn over through the loop. 1 stitch, 2 stitch, 3 stitches. Okay. So now we're up to the height that we need. our first stitch is going to go right into this space next to where we chain stitched. Okay. So for the double crochet, we will yarn over. We'll bring the hook around, and it's going to go into that space, grab some wool, and come back up. Now we've got 3 loops on the hook. We're going to yarn over and pull that loop through 2 of the loops on the hook. So 2 are off, and now we've got 2 remaining on the hook. So again, yarn over and pull off 2 more. And that is a double crochet. For the next stitch, we're going to go into the top of our first single crochet. So we're going, put the hook in there so you can see it. We're going right there, right into the top loop. Okay. So first step, yarn over into that single crochet, pull a loop, yarn over, 2 loops off, yarn over, 2 loops off. We're going to be doing 16 total stitches in this round, so we'll be doing 2 stitches in each of our single crochets. So I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to poke my hook right back into the same spot, grab a loop, and then we'll yarn over, take 2 off, take the last 2 loops off. Okay, so now we've got 4 in total. We'll move to the next single crochet, the next loop, yarn over into that top loop, grab a loop, yarn over, take 2 loops off, yarn over, take another 2 loops off. Okay. Another one into that same stitch, yarn over, grab a loop, yarn over, 2 loops off, yarn over, 2 loops off. And we'll continue in this way until we get all the way around in our full 32 loops. When you've reached the end of the row and you're ready to connect, I'm going to show you how to actually end your work at this point. We're going to do a slip knot and then just actually pull it all the way through. So I'm going to go right into the top of that last chain stitch that we did. So you can see right at the top of the stitch and the loop that I had on there. And we'll just pick a loop, and we're going to bring the loop through, we'll yarn over and bring the loop through all the different little layers, and that will be our little slip knot, just like that. And now I'm going to do that one more time, just bring a loop through like we're doing a chain stitch, except this time we're going to cut the thread and pull it tight. Now this little tail can be hidden in your work by just using a very fat needle. and then we're going to turn our work over and send the needle through the middle of some of these stitches. So it's just going, I can't see my needle on the front side. It's just kind of going through the middle of some of the wool. And then I'm going to pull it through, and when I pull it through, I want to make sure that it's not too tight, that it's buckling up anywhere. Okay. And then I'll go back through the middle of some of the wool going the other way. Again, I can't see it on the front. Pull it through. And we'll do the same thing one more time, going the other way. So we've got a nice little zigzag going. That'll keep that wool nice and secure so the tail doesn't pop out. And then I'll just give it a close trim and pull the tail into the work. Okay, and I can do the very same thing with this tail. So there you go.